Hello and welcome to Getting Started with Beyond Typicals 2. This is Sam Lytle from Beyondware. This will be kind of an addition to the full Beyond Typicals 2 walkthrough tutorial. I'll link that in the notes below. I just wanted to show a few things and also how to import 3D assets and get them placed in your Beyond Typicals project. So when you start up Beyond Typicals, you'll see something like this. This is our startup screen. You can learn more about how to navigate and use Beyond Typicals by reading this. Also note that save files prior to version 2 are not compatible with version 2 or greater. So if you do have a btip file from version 1, you'll have to recreate that from scratch in version 2. You can close this. If you ever need to, you can reopen that by going to Help, Getting Started, like that. This is how it'll look once you get started in Beyond Typicals. You'll see down here, there's this small watermark, Beyond Typicals free trial, evaluation purposes only. This watermark will show up if you are in your 30-day free trial. And you'll also see a note up here, 15 days left in your free trial. If you do move to a paid subscription, it will move this completely. If you are not in a 30-day free trial or in a paid subscription, then you'll see the Beyondware watermarks. So I'll show you what happens there. You go to License, Activate subscription. Let's log out all. So at any point, you always have access to Beyond Typicals, the full features of the software. You'll just see these watermarks in the editor and when you do renders. And if you want to move to a paid subscription, you can purchase that at beyondware.com/pricing. And you enter that, press login, and all watermarks will be removed for your convenience. To navigate within Beyond Typicals, you're going to just use the mouse, right-clicking, rotates it, right-clicking and dragging like this. Clicking the middle scroll wheel will pan like this. And then using the scroll wheel, you can move in and out of your project. Like that. Also down here at the bottom, we have play pause on our traffic, and you can also turn that off at any time. When you click a section, you'll see a highlight and you'll see the section dialog box with all of our settings and options over here on the left. And then if you right click, you'll be able to see all of the shortcut keys right down here. So you can click those, or you can type in those short keys and do it that way. So if you want to delete, you can right click and you can click delete, remove, or you can click the delete button and it will remove either way. Currently undo redo does not work, but we do hope to have that fixed by the end of 2022, depending on when you're watching this video. All right, we've talked about all these more in depth in the full tutorial, but just as a reminder, we have sections, example projects, assets, section hierarchy, our render dialog, environment settings, system settings, scene effects, phasing, and layout mode over here. So let's switch back to our default project. And now I want to talk about how to import a 3D model. So let's say that we have photogrammetry of an adjacent building to this project, and we want to import it in. So let's delete these trees. Let's go to sections, and let's go to building small. And then I'm going to put none here because we want this blank place to put our imported 3D buildings. So to import, we're going to go to Assets. You'll see we have Library Assets, Expansion Pack, which is a future feature, and then Imported Assets, which we're going to click. And this is a beta and only available for pro users. So we're going to import new. Currently, only OBJ and FBX are supported. So you want to go and find your file. All right, so right now I don't have the model because you need to switch to OBJ. Now you'll see that model, which is 166 megabytes. And this is a police station I found on Sketchfab, and I will link to the original creator in the notes of this video. All right, so now we have options on importing. Right now it's just pulling the name from the file, so let's change this to police station. All right, so base scale, I know that this needs to be 100 times scaled. It's a centimeter to meter conversion. UV scaling, we're not going to change that. The rotation, let's put 90 degrees here. And then let's do generate new normals to see if that can help with our visuals, and finish import. When we're importing, we're not importing it into our scene yet, we're just importing it into the library. We need to click that and attach it to the section that we want it to be attached to. So this is building small. So now we can close that panel, and when we go to asset placement, we will see it in our drop down, police station. So right here we see it. We notice that it's rotated incorrectly, so we could go back and re-import, or we can rotate it here. And just note, once you import one time with your own workflow, if you can keep notes, then it should use the same settings for future importing. All right, so let's leave that at 90, and let's leave that at 0, and then see what happens with X. All right, so we want this to be -90. And now we can adjust it where we want it to be, and you'll see that it's black right now, and we can fix the lighting here in just a little bit. Let's also adjust the width of this while we're at it. Go back to asset placement, editing mode, and we'll see that. So now we're editing it again, and we can get it positioned where we need it to be. Now, to be able to see the textures, let's change the lighting. This is something that we'll continue to work on and improve, but for now you can see the textures by adjusting where the sun is coming from. All right, so there we have it. That's how you can import your own 3D geometry into a Beyond Typicals project using Beyond Typicals 2 Pro. And I also just want to show the example of doing, let's do a scenario where you're importing an object that you want to repeat. So let's go to this example. So let's go to Assets, Import New. All right, and let's try this. Again, you can do FBX or OBJ, so let's try this cable barrier 2. You can see the name we have here. Let's just use the scale of 1 for now, and then do Finish Import. So now we have cable barrier 2 on this raised median. Now we're going to use the primary or secondary asset placement. So see here, down here at the bottom, cable barrier 2. All right, so I found them. They're down here below, so let's get those up where they need to be. Let's just adjust them to 1. It's going to be a little bit too small. This is a 2.54, and then we're going to want to rotate that. So let's try this. -90, and then our spacing, and then let's actually do this 180, and that will make it so that we have our post where we want it to be. Let's lower it a little bit, and then do longitudinal offset. There we go. So now we have our own imported asset from the library. The textures may or may not come in the way you want to. If they don't, try and adjust them in the settings on re-imports. You can always reach out to us if you have questions. Just go to beyondref.com and go to the Contact Us page. But that is how you import repeating assets and a full 3D photogrammetry model in Beyond Typicals 2. This is Sam, and I will talk to you in the next one.